Good morning. I am going to deal with globalization and its impact on Indian economy. Globalization means integration of our nation economy with the world economy. During the year 1991, India was facing severe financial crisis and faced with severe balance of payment problem also, that is greater deficit in the balance of payment. Deficit in the balance of payment means import is greater than export. So India found it very difficult to repay the amount because of its financial crisis. To overcome this, the former Finance Minister, Dr. Manmohan Singh, introduced the new economic policy, which is otherwise known as LPG, that is liberalization, privatization and globalization. The following measures were undertaken by the Indian government to liberalize and globalize the economy. First one, that is devaluation. Number two, disinvestment. And number three, foreign direct investment. And number four, NRI, non-residential investment. Devaluation means reduction in the value of Indian currency in terms of other countries' currency. The main advantage of devaluation is to increase the export. That is, our country's currency was devalued by 18 to 19%, so that our country's goods became cheaper, and it encouraged the export, so that India is able to pay the or correct the deficit in the balance of payment. Next, disinvestment. Disinvestment means gradual withdrawal of government investment in the public sector undertakings, or public sector undertakings were sold to the private sector in order to increase the efficiency. This investment is otherwise known as privatization. Next, foreign direct investment, attracting the foreigners to make investment in India, so that employment opportunities and investment will be more, and it accelerates the economic development of the nation. And fourth one, NRI, that is facilities were given to the non-residential Indians to make investment in India. India has crossed 2 decades of reforms. Now it is in the third decade, so it is the right time to analyze the impact of economic reforms on the Indian economy. First, we will discuss about globalization and agriculture. The impact of globalization. Agriculture is the rural ministry of Indian economy. Any change in the agriculture sector will affect the socio and the cultural life of the rural poor. Globalization helps to increase the agriculture productivity by introducing modern techniques of production and the methods of production. And due to globalization, that is commercialization of crops, diversification of crops undertaken by the farmers, and assurance is given to food security also. Even though there are certain advantages due to globalization in the agriculture sector, other side farmers that is the small and marginal farmers found it very difficult to pay the higher cost for the raw materials because of the WTO agreement, and they found it very difficult to face the foreign competition. The large scale suicide by Indian farmers due to heavy loans in Karnataka, Punjab and Haryana is mainly because of globalization. So agriculture is in the deathbed of globalization. So effort should be made by the government to uplift or to develop the agriculture sector. This is the reason why government has allotted in the current budget, that is 2016 and 2017, nearly 36,000 crores for the development of agriculture. So policy and the effort should be made by the government to avoid the disadvantages and to increase the productivity and productivity of the agriculture sector, and encourage the farmers to cultivate the cash crops and increase the quality of the product so that they can face the foreign competition. Next, impact of globalization on the industrial sector. In the case of industrial sector, government invited more foreign direct investment, especially in the field of pharmaceuticals, manufacturing, chemical sectors, and that is many foreign companies, especially MNCs in the beverages like Coca-Cola, chocolate company, and other companies were accumulated. They concentrated in the field of industry only, and they invest more and they increase the employment opportunities. This helped the Indians to get job opportunities in the MNCs, and the arrival of MNCs or the attraction of foreign direct investment to Indian companies increase the employment opportunities and help the Indians to increase their standard of living. Next, that is globalization and the service sector. Service sector comprises banking, insurance, health, hospitals, hotels, and come under this category. The service sector is acting as an engine of growth in the Indian economy. Due to globalization, the service sector achieved a tremendous growth. Service sector only is acting as an engine of growth for the Indian economy, and it contributed nearly 58% of the national income. And that is after the introduction of globalization, that is more innovative techniques in the field of banking due to banking sector reforms, introduction of e-banking like ATM facilities, net banking, NIFT facilities, all such things encourages the investors online trading, to do online trading, and it increases the industrial activities. The financial sector played a very vital role in the economic development of the nation, and that is real estate business also is in a hike, and hotels, banking sector, insurance, they play a vital role and they are providing employment opportunities. Now in the past and all, that is industrial sector and agriculture sector contributed more towards the national income, but now the situation is different. Service sector is contributing more, that is nearly 58%. Remaining share is contributed by the agriculture and the industrial sector. Next, in the field of education also, the higher education reforms, everything helps the students to get quality education. Lot of materials, reference materials, worldwide website, internet facilities are available due to globalization only. In the field of communication also, a lot of development, wide usage of cell phone, even in the remote villages is possible because of globalization only. Conclusion, globalization is it has both merits and demerits. Any policy, it has both positives and negatives. The aim of the government is to reduce the negatives and increase the merits of any policy. Likewise, we have to reduce the negative impact of globalization, like security for the laborers, job security for the laborers, and that is reducing the gap between the rich and the poor, and giving protection to the small and the marginal farmers, then giving protection to the infant and the domestic industries against foreign competitions. Like that, government should take effort to reduce the demerits of globalization and then increase the merits of globalization. Means really globalization is a gift to Indian economy. The biggest contribution of globalization is in the field of quality and the variety of product with different features which suit the Indians. Then there is a lot of development in communication. Choices are available in choosing the electronic goods. Our GDP increased to more than 7% per annum. That is, current GDP rate is 7.6%. That is in the year 2015-16. Next year it is expected to increase 7.7%. So it is a great achievement, because before the introduction of globalization, our aim was to increase the national income by 5% was a difficult one. But now we are able to reach able to increase the national income of 7%, more than 7%. Even double-digit growth rate is possible if we are reducing the demerits of globalization. So thanks to globalization, India is able to dream to send a man to moon due to better economy and technical competence. Kasturi Chakrabarti, the need for Make in India Yojana, April 2015. Deepak Noyer, Challenges of Globalization, Himalaya Publishing House, 1998. In Dutton, Indian Economy, Dutton Sutra. Thank you.